Roar! Roar!
Hello, Wii players and all those who happen to watch. Today we're talking about Wii Sports Resort. Now this game features 12 games right off the bundle. Now of course, some of my favorites of course coming right into this is swordplay and archery and table tennis and bowling. Those are my favorite out of this game next to the air sports. Now this game does feature of course 12 different little activities you can do. These are go up to 4 players, so don't worry, you can have you and all your friends tag along and play these games. These games of course require you to move, so be prepared to be moving. The swordplay, of course, my opinion for that one was, it was, well, quite interesting. Seeing that this game has so many diverse features of this game, making you use your Wiimote, making you just use the Wiimote in Motion Plus. It was something that of course made me quite interested in the little device that it came with the bundle. It was of course quite interesting to see how this thing was used. It added a little bit of weight to the remote, so that way it had a little more realism to the, of course, ping pong battle, and of course using the sword. This of course was quite interesting experience, I gotta say. The sword play of course was quite enjoyable to play. I was just beating the holy hell out of the guy that my opponent was. It was something I of course was not disappointed with at all. It was quite enjoyable. I played a couple jousts, a couple rounds through the game, and of course all these games feature their own unique way of expressing themselves by unlocking more challenges and more activities you can do throughout the game. So of course, you also have little mini achievements you can do in this game as well. Not quite as elaborate as in the PSN network or the Xbox 360, but for this game it does feature pretty cool concept that when every time you do something really unique in the game, it'll give you a reward or a stamp for it, is what they call it, a stamp. So it's kind of cool, you know, you kind of feel like you achieve something with this. Wakeboarding, I thought it was cool. I can't really say too much about it other than the fact it kind of reminds me of Tony Hawk Pro Skater with the 2-minute limit doing tricks. That's probably quite an interesting game, at least. Frisbee, I wasn't too good at that game. I'm just going to say that flat out, but it wasn't a bad game. It was really interesting. It really did have the realism of a frisbee tossing activity, so it's pretty. Archery was something, of course, when I was playing it, I thought it was quite cool. It had a very realistic feel to it. You had to, aim your pitch due to the wind currents and all that, so you actually did have to coordinate the bow and arrow and actually draw it back and release the Z button, which you use to pull the arrow back. This game, basketball, of course, with this bundle, wasn't one of my favorites because it was just, I just suck at basketball in real life, so I sucked really bad in the base basketball game for this. I mean, it wasn't a bad game, it was just something I wasn't very good at. Table tennis was something I was just playing after like 15 minutes prior to recording. I was just having a blast with that. Imagine playing with 2 or 4 players with this game. It'd probably make it a very cool experience, whacking your friends upside the head with the Wiimotes. Golf, again, I'm not really too heavy with the game. It wasn't a bad game, it was just, it requires you to be more accurate than the previous predecessors, so it added a little bit more of a realistic feel and touch to it. Bowling was, of course, really cool. My favorite activity for this entire process was the 100-pin bowling extravaganza, is what I call it. It was just so cool, just throwing a little ball down the alley and seeing all those pins going flying everywhere. It was just really satisfying to play that game. Power cruising was just like wakeboarding, just obviously not a lot of tricks you can do. The game, of course, was quite simplistic, so I moved on to canoeing. Canoeing wasn't something I really gave a crap about. It was cool, but it wasn't, something I was into. Cycling was very realistic. It does, of course, challenge you into getting into first place. It also helps you, of course, build up your arm muscles, because all these games just about give you a good workout, just about. So if you kick it into hard mode, you're going to be working those muscles. I felt it after, too. My arms are still sore from the other day from playing with the cycling one, so it was quite elaborate. Last but not least, I'm going to go into air sports. You hold the Wiimote just like a paper airplane. to simulate that feeling. And you just tilt the paper airplane, you tilt it back and forth. If you want to go fast, you just jerk it forward, and it will obviously apply the speed to it. If you want it to go draw back, you just jerk it backwards towards yourself, and it will slow it down. So it was very, very responsive for this, of course. And the thing about the Wii Motion Plus was that it does have you obviously make it, you have to rest it down on its belly where the directional button is facing. You face that down towards the table or whatever surface you have, and it actually collaborates it for you, so that way you can move it around with a better even pace. So either way, I gotta say this down low, all these activities in this game are just quite impressive. I gotta give it off to Nintendo for reinventing the game that we all enjoyed a lot from the Nintendo Wii, and of course making it even more fun because there's new extra activities you can do. So above all else, this game is a huge value for the $50. I would really recommend picking up this game because I really was having fun playing it. My family was having fun playing it, which is most important for this game. Is, you gotta make sure your family is comfortable with the game and can have fun with it, as well as yourself having fun with this game. So again, very much worth it. Pick it up today. It is worth your Wii points.
I love my Mario.
Let it loose.